my second Mother's Day card to share with you, and I have used the Wisteria paper pad by Recollections. It's the lavender paper pad from Michaels, and this is still available in the store. I also used this Jolie sticker pack with these flower strips, and they are dimensional, and I did get these at Tuesday Morning, and there's the SKU number. I used this die by Spellbinders with the leaf dies. I used this Gina Marie die that was given to me by my friend Beulah, who is Scrappin' Gigi here on YouTube. Thank you. And then I used this die to cut out a window for my card. So here is my card. It is an easel card, and this is what I ended up creating. I'm going to go ahead and set that up there. And there we go. Let me move it back so I can get a whole view of the card. So when I cut the window out, I did add foam tape behind this top mat, and that gave me enough room to tuck these little flowers in. The strip that came in this pack here, I just cut it up. It does have a wire through the center, so it keeps everything together. So I just snipped it with my wire cutters and then tucked those pieces in. And as you can see, here's some of the leaves that I cut out. And then the second flower border I added down here, and then I cut out the Gina Marie hummingbird out of just gold cardstock, and I popped that up on foam tape as well. And then I generated a computer sentiment for the inside. And that's my card. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and pause the video and attach a assembly of my card. Just going to show you how I put the card together. So if you want to stay tuned for that, just continue to watch, and don't forget to give my card a thumbs up. Once again, I list all my cards on my Etsy store, and I'll leave a link in the description box down below for that. So let's move on to the process video. Okay, so I have gone ahead and prepped several things, and that way the video doesn't take too long, but I just want to show you how I assemble my cards. And for an easel card, I use 2 sheets of 8.5 by 11, and this is going to be a 6 by 6 card, so I will score it at 6, at 9, and then I have a little bit left, and actually I've already trimmed this off. There was more. This was longer on the flat, but I cut it down to 1 inch. So this is 6 inches, 3 inches, and then 1 inch. So you do, like I said, cut a little bit of that off. And this will be my easel portion, and that way I don't have to use a 12 by 12 sheets. I just use the 8.5 by 11. So on my second sheet, I cut another 6 by 6 so that I can use the piece that goes on here, which is this piece. So that's the white piece that will go on here. And I've already added the mat that I'm going to use for the card. This is a different color than my original, but it's still from the same paper pack. So what I do is I go ahead and lay this down, add my adhesive here to this last little flap. You could leave the entire piece. Wait a minute, let's see. Yeah, if you want, but I just cut mine smaller. Okay, and now we're going to just line this up. Let's see what the best way is. Hold on a second. Sometimes I got to make sure that I've got this going in the right direction. Sometimes even if you cut your piece exactly, you're off just a tad, but I'm just going to look at the front side of it just to make sure I have it correct, go in the right direction. And so I'll just line this up, line up my panel, stick it down, and that's what makes the easel part of your card. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the mat for the inside as well, and I've prepared that one in advance. So I cut a piece of cardstock just slightly smaller than the inside, and then this piece was left over from the second sheet of 8.5 by 11, and I'm going to just add that to the inside. And there we have that. So we're going to go ahead and work on the front of the card. Now I've gone ahead and cut my circle in the center of my card. If you don't have the die that I use, just use any circle, a square, any shape will work great. I just happen to have this one, so that's what I'm going to use on mine. I did add foam tape to the back to pop everything up. And let's see, just going to have a second glance as to how I'm gonna, okay, so this design is up on the top right. So I'm gonna go ahead and peel the backing from my foam tape. And I added foam tape to the center because you don't want the window to sink down. You want to keep the dimension all the way around the card, so that's why I also added foam tape to the center areas, and that way you have room to tuck in your little flowers, clusters of flowers. Goodness gracious, this takes forever. Okay, alright, so we'll go ahead and add this and center it. That looks good. Alright, so let's go ahead and do our flowers. Now, like I said, I cut these apart and I have my leaves here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the tallest piece. I've added a strip of foam tape just to the very top because we want to be able to tuck this down in here and keep that part flat. So I'm going to add that there. My next piece, I'll add this. Okay. And then I'll add this one next. It goes together really quickly once you have all your elements cut, ready to go. And then I'm going to add this last piece over on this side. Perfect. Alright, so then I'm going to go ahead and add these little leaves. I'm going to add one over on this side. Well, let's go ahead and add this piece next. I'm going to add this piece next, and it looks like I need a little bit more foam on that one to make sure it's all secure. Okay, and then I'm going to just add this here. Okay, and one of the little sprigs. Let's see, add this one, get my glue. I'm just going to tuck it in behind here. like that. And then I'll add these two other pieces. I did cut these out of two different colors of green cardstock, just to give it a little bit more shading. There we go. And then for these leaves, I did trim them down just a little bit so that they weren't so big. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these off. And then I just followed the curvature of the leaf and just trimmed them down a little bit. I think I'll put foam tape behind this one. I think that's what I did on my other one. Stick that right in here. Okay, trim this down again. Once you have the basic shape of the leaf, it's easy to just follow the shape of it and alter it just a little bit. Trying to hurry. I don't want to make this video too long. Looks like I need a double layer on that one, so I'm gonna get this additional piece and add it right there. There we go. Alright, so continue on. Go ahead and just fold this over, and that way I'll have it double stacked, and that way I can just cut two strips at once. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to add this one down here. Now for the hummingbird, I did use foam tape on the back as well. I did cut out, here's the hummingbird, I'll put it right there. I did cut out a just another piece of just the head, so that way I could pop the eye out, because it is a separate piece. So I cut that in black, and that way I could add it to its eye and replaced the gold with the black. So I like that look. Okay, there's that one. Let me add a different shade. And I'm going to add this one right here, just for a different color, and then add a few more on this side. Let's see, here's another one. I tried using the cutouts version or size, and they just looked a little too big for me, so I like them better just cut down a little bit. Let's see. Going to add this right here, and just a couple more. Sorry this part's taking so long. Okay, let's see. And I think I want to add one more that was this leaf, different style, but I'm going to cut that part off. And once again, add a little bit of foam. Add that there. And I think that's enough leaves. I usually like to do them in a cluster of 3. Let's see. Maybe I could do one more over on this side. There we go. Feel better about that. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and add the hummingbird. And here's what the back looks like. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my hummingbird, and it looks like he's going for one of the flowers. Let's see, I have a piece of foam tape that's sticking out, so I'm going to try to trim that. Okay. And let's see, guess I'll position him right about there like that. Oh, it's so cute. Alright, so now I also stamped Happy Mother's Day, and on white cardstock added foam tape to the back and used some of the coordinating cardstocks, one of the scraps that I had left from my first card. I'm going to add that there. And for the inside, I have this sentiment here, and I'm going to add, I popped that up on foam, and that way this will be the stopper for my card. So let me get my ruler because I want to make sure that it is straight, and I'm going to add it right about there. Okay, so I'll peel this back. And add this right here. And there we go. And that's my completed how-to video on my Mother's Day card. I hope you enjoyed the process. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Thanks everyone for watching and hanging in there with me. Take care.